Hi folks, this is a video about how to walk through our layout procedure. First thing you want to do is make sure you get your InDesign page opened up. It should look something like this, 5 columns, it's all blank. And then first thing we're going to do is update information. So make sure that what's at the top of your page is actually what you're working on. So is this a sports page? Is this news? I am working on features. Make sure the page number is right. Make sure our date is right. This is not Wednesday, October 19th. We need Wednesday, capital October 8, 2019. And then we'll also update our volume number. Our volume is 114. This is our first issue. All right, with that updated, we are going to start dropping in articles. So to do that, navigate to your shared drive, and we're going to open up our Bronc Express folder. And then whatever page you're working on, we're going to navigate to that. Since I'm working on the features page, I'm going to open up issues and features. And then I've kind of taken a look through this, and I know what article I'm going to start with, and that's the dance team article from Itsu. Cool. So Itsu's got her article here. It's looking great. I'm going to start with her title or her headline. And whenever I'm doing a layout, I need to think about this in terms of columns. So am I going to make this a 2-column article, or am I going to make this a 3-column article? Very rarely are you going to have a 1-column article or a 4-column article, but it could happen. Mostly I think about this in 2s or 3s. So let's start off with a 2-column. So I'm going to take my type tool over here on the left-hand side, and I'm going to create a text box that goes from this purple line to the end of my 2nd column. And this is going to be Senior Storm. All right. Looking at my style guide, I know that this needs to be Minion Pro Bold. Make sure that this is bold too. I know that the minimum font size is going to be like 24. And I'm just going to start cranking that up. And I noticed something as I'm pasting into here, there's a space right here that I don't like. So I think this has to do with an indent. I'm going to get rid of that indent to 0. Now I'm looking good. With my headline at the far left side, highlight everything. I can do Control A, and I'm just going to start cranking up this headline 1 point at a time until it breaks. And then I'm going to back it off 1 or 2. Cool. With this set, I want to clean up my text boxes. I don't want like giant text boxes spilling out into other places. I'm going to get that lined up. And then I can just double click on this one down here. Ooh, is it going to work? It's not going to work. I might just tighten this up like that. So now I can click and try to select things, and I have to really click on that text to select it. All right, so headline is done. Subheading. Again, back to my text tool. I'm going to create it at the same size. I can't have it go from a 2-column to a 3-column. I'm going to do 2-column. Highlight. Itsu's subheading. Double click, paste it in here. Again, I got to get rid of that pesky indent. And I know this needs to be Georgia italic. And it says this should be 16 point or larger. Well, it doesn't quite fit, right? I could do 16 and create space a little bit there. Doesn't quite work. What I might try to do is I'm going to get rid of with each other. Just shorten this down to Seniors Dance Team Creates Fond Memories. I like that. And now that's pretty darn close. Like 14-point font is probably doable. And again, I'm going to tighten up that text box down here at the bottom. All right, so headline, filling up full 2 columns. Subheading, filling up 2 full columns. Next one's going to be the byline. Again, going to leave just a little bit of space in between these 2. Byline is just going to span 1 column. And I know this is Itsu Romero. I know she is a reporter. And again, select everything, get rid of my pesky indent. That'll help me in a second, but not right now. This needs to be center aligned. And I'm going to change this to, got Georgia. Georgia bold for this part. Georgia italic for this part. And I think this needs to be 9-point font. This needs to be 11. Yep. And it's going to be this small caps case, this guy right here. There we go. And notice how my blue lines go. They're not hanging out like this, or they're not drifting apart. It is right on that purple line. And I can tighten it up. All right, now I'm going to grab my article, the body of the article. So highlight all that, copy it, start a new text box. And for this text box, I'm going to create it. I'm going to go, I don't know, let's start this long. I'm going to paste it in here. Before I do anything, before I start trying to like balance my columns and figure this out, I'm going to do Control A to select everything. And I'm going to get it to the font and style that I need, because that's going to affect things severely. So I need to do to Georgia, regular, 10-point font, 10-point leading. And I'm going to make sure that this is not left aligned, but left justified. See how that gives me that nice smooth line here. And now I can start working with my article. So when I select this text box, obviously I can't see the whole article. I can press this little plus button, and that's going to let me link my article to the next column. Here we go. If I zoom out, now see how I created this nice fine line right across the top. Itzu Romero is right in line with the top of the next column. What I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the first line of the first column with the fourth line, 1, 2, 3, 4. See how these two are nice and in line. That's looking good. Now I can zoom back out, select both columns, and start adjusting. So I'm going to keep scrolling down until I find the end. There we go. And then I can kind of tighten these things back up. And that actually looks pretty darn good, pretty darn close. Uh-oh, I might need to readjust this guy. Oh, there we go. How's that look? This is about as close as I can get. If I zoom out, too far. Say I have this beautiful rectangle from this corner all the way to this corner, all the way to this corner, all the way to this corner. There's no extra space. It doesn't look like this. It is nice and even. All right. Okay, say I've been playing around with this and maybe a 2-column won't quite work because I know I've got a picture that I need to drop in. And if I dropped in a picture right here, let's just put in a black square to represent that picture. What am I going to do with this last little space? Like I couldn't fit an entire column in right there. So maybe I need to spread this out to a 3-column. So to do that, I'm going to highlight my headline, span it across, highlight my subheading, span it across. And now maybe I need to adjust it. Let's get this up to 16-point font. Memories with each other. Perfect. Maybe I need to change this to Senior Storm Dance. There we go. And now I can select these two, shrink them, and now that gives me that red line again. Again, click and drag. Highlight all 3 of these things by clicking in the dead space. Notice how I'm not selecting everything in the article. I'm just selecting the 3. And now I can kind of play. There we go. That looks pretty darn good. When I'm pretty happy with my results, press Shift W, and this will show me my layout. One thing I'm looking at I don't really like, it's pretty tight right up here. So what I might do, highlight all of this stuff and just bump it down piece by piece, just using my directional keypad. Now let's look at that again. Looking pretty good. I've got a nice rectangle. I've got a space for a picture, which will be the next video. And I'm ready to start placing my next 2-column article. All right, good luck.